Okay, welcome to the Big 6 lesson conclusion. Hi, yes, it is me again, your trusty librarian, Mrs. Mossholder, and we are going to review this lesson on this slide. So you should have taken the pre-assessment already because I know you did because I went over them. And you definitely should have watched the Big 6 video that's posted in the lesson assignment because that gave you a really good overview with some organizational tips on there. And then in this video, we're also going to introduce you to the Big 6 handout. And then we're going to review the 6 steps of the Big 6 in much, much more detail. And I have some helpful hints as well along the way. And then we're going to summarize and conclude this lesson unit. And then you guys will come into the library and we'll start our research. Okay, so I made a handout for you. If you click in here on the Big 6 handout in red, it should take you there, and it is also listed in the lesson plan that you have as well. So it's in 2 different places. So what I'd like you to do is bring this handout in with you every time you come into the library when we're doing research for your paper. And if you click on this example here in this slide, if you double click, it'll take you to the second page. There's 2 pages. And so this handout on the first page explains the Big 6. It goes over the steps. It gives you some tips for doing the research. And then on the back, I have a lot of resources that will take you to some graphic organizers and there's some research tools. There's one that helps you spot fake news online and to kind of, I know we've gone over the SIFT method before, but it kind of helps you to vet these resources so that they're accurate and truthful. But yeah, look that over, please. And again, bring them with you when you come into the library. Okay, we're just going to jump right in. So, the Big 6, the very first step you should do, it is called task definition. And so, you're going to define the problem and identify the information needed. So, what does that mean? So, you're going to come up with your question. What do you want to problem solve? And so, some helpful hints with that is, did your teacher give you a rubric? Most of the time, the rubric usually will have at least part of the question in it. But make sure you come up, and your teacher has already kind of gone over with, you know, this with you in class. But you need to really kind of hone in on what is it, what kind of question you're trying to solve here. What do you need to know about your topic? And then do you have any questions that you need to ask? So this is the very first thing you should be doing, and writing it all down kind of in order to as a springboard to jump off into any of the next steps. Okay, so Big 6 step 2 is called information seeking strategies. So you're going to identify all resources and select the best resources. So in other words, are you going to find, this in a book, an encyclopedia, the databases that we have here, like Gale and Context in the library? Like, where can you find the information? So you're not looking for the information. You're just looking for where you might find that information. There are some really great YouTube videos out there. Uh, Vetted YouTube videos that have some great, interviews with experts and so forth. So, where can you really find, or a combination of all of that? So, databases, YouTube videos, encyclopedias, articles, newspapers. Where are you gonna? What are some of the best sources that you're gonna find the information? Okay, so location and access is Big 6, step 3. So you're going to locate sources and find information within those sources. So now you know where to look. Let's say you've chosen, okay, I'm going to look in in some of the databases in the library. So first of all, how do I search the sources to find the information I need? So how do you look at an article? How do you look or listen to a podcast? What is it that you need to do to find the information within that? Um, and then, obviously, if you have any questions and you're like, hey, Mrs. Mossholder, I really don't know how to do this, or I don't know what I'm looking for, I'm definitely there to help you, because we've also learned how to scan articles, how to look at titles and subtitles and those kind of things. So, um, while you're looking, you need to be able to have those skills to ensure that you are finding that information. Okay, Big 6, step 4, use of information. So engage with your information by reading, listening, and viewing, and decide on what is the most important. So this is when you have found a lot of your information. You've taken your stack of books, or you've printed out articles, or saved them on your computer, or you have, few YouTube videos, or a podcast, or anything like that. So this is when you're just going to have to sit down and read, listen, um, and really kind of concentrate on gathering that information that you need. And a good hint is, how can I write notes on this information? Definitely, as you're reading and listening, you should be taking notes and writing down bullet points of what you think is the most important out of that. Uh, so that way you're saving a lot more time later. Because if you're going to be reading it and then 2 days later you forget, oh gosh, what did I read? So you want to make sure you're taking notes and writing down things that are going to help you with your initial problem. Okay, so Big 6, step 5, synthesis. Organize your resources, present your information. So this is when it's like a puzzle. How do I fit all that information together? So where do I place it in my paper? Is this information good for the beginning, the middle, or the end, or the introduction or conclusion? Um, those kind of things is you should be doing in this step. And then also, how can I best present the information to my teacher? Now, obviously, if you have a rubric and it says, okay, you have to write a 5-page paper, that's what you're going to turn in. But some rubrics, you're going to make a presentation or even a video. There are many ways to present information. Just what I'm doing right now, instead of writing a paper, I'm actually making a presentation for you. So obviously, follow the rubric, ask your teacher questions. But this is, how can you best present the information uh, for your teacher? Okay, then you have Big 6, step 6. Judge, so this is evaluation. So judge the product and judge the process. So there's evaluation and then there's efficiency. So, once you're done, you want to go back and reflect. So you want to say, did I solve the problem? Did you actually answer your original question? Is there other things that you need, holes like Swiss cheese that you need to fill in the gaps? And then afterwards, what did I learn through this process? What could I do differently next time? So, were you not as organized as you wanted to be? Did you not take notes when you were reading? Did you not use organizational graphics? So all of those things can help you better the research process. And each time you go through this, you will change up and do things differently and more efficiently, and you'll get better and better at it. I promise you. All right. So, in conclusion, basically, the Big 6, it's an information research method to help you find and organize your data and resources to help you with your academic papers and projects. And remember, on your handout, you will have all of the different steps. So don't worry about that. Just always bring your handout. And the next steps is to remember to bring your handout along with your teacher's rubric and research problem into the library with all of your questions. And I am here to help. I always tell you that. And you got this. Thanks for listening.